The sword. You got the King James?
Not the physical copy. I use my phone for that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you can use your phone if you want, if you're more comfortable. I was just saying that. Okay.
I think you like spare them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I got my translation went through jail with me.
Yeah.
Nah, it's crazy. That's why I keep it.
I hear that. Good stuff. Right, Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
All right. Sign Christ Israel. All right, we're going to get the Sabbath started. Let's clap it up. And Majum, everyone stand. Right, and that's to call all of Israel. Zaniya, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasharala. Put your face me right for right now, all right? Just so you can see the actions of the priest. Then we'll turn and face the east. See the actions of the priest. Oh, wait, you know what everything that's going on. Okay? La Yasharala, meaning to Israel. Okay. All right, now we turn the face to east. Lord, turn the face to east, because now is the time where we lift up our prayers unto the Most High. As you see the incense burning, that's symbolic. The Most High loves the smell of frankincense and myrrh, and as it burns, goes up, our prayers go up to the Most High. We ask Him and plead that He hears our prayers. All right. Do the first prayer, the Lord's Prayer, first in the Hebrew. You lift up your holy hands. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malak Wafka, Baba'a, Razazaika, Haya, Aisha, Baratzaza, Kawa, Haya, Mashumayim, Nathan Narawa, Nakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Yanawa, Wala'a, Kabayai Nawa, Manasawan, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, La'aiwalamyum. Amen. Now in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Now we'll do the blessings. First in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matasabah. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawapyum. Ha Saranyum. Aquazanyum. Aqualarium. Waha Aquapium. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. The water. Amen. Now in the English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Now the Hakak, which is the power, first in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. Babukashah. Nathanawa. Hakak. La'pa'a. Kal. Maka'al. Wakal. Marwa. Hakak. Latahar. Matazarayim. Hakak. Lahakuyam. Amakiam. Hakak. Al-Rakawa. Atama'ala. Agarashan. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. The water. Amen. In the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. Power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121. Asha. Ayanya. Al. Harayam. Mahayan. Waba'a. Azariah. Ma'am. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayim. Wa'aratzaza. Al-Watan,
Watan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Ragalaka,
Ragalka,
Al, Yanayam,
Yanaya,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Ana,
Ana,
La'a,
La'a,
Wanayam,
Wanayam,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yashayan,
Yashaya,
Shayamar,
Shayama,
it's like it. Yasharala,
Yashabala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Bahala,
it's like it. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Talska,
Ta'asa,
Al, Yad,
Ya,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yayam, Yawam,
Yawam,
Hashamash,
Hashamat,
La'a,
La'a,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Barak,
Barak,
Malaya,
Malaya,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamaka,
Akal,
Maka,
Rai,
Wai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Af,
Ah,
Napashka,
Napash,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Tazafka,
Tazaka,
Yabawaka,
Yabawaka,
Mayaf,
Maya,
Wa'ad,
Wa'ai,
Ilarium,
Alaya,
in the English. I will lift up mine eyes
we lift up my eyes
unto the hills,
to the hill,
from whence cometh my help.
from whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot
He will not suffer thy foot
to be moved.
to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber
shall never slumber
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
The Lord
The Lord
is thy keeper.
is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
And the sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
We're going to do the blessings, the curses. It's in the English. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in
Shah,
the name of Yahweh Shah,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evil
Send evil
and curses
and curse
and punishment
and punishment
and destruction
and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against us,
that speak against us,
our prophets,
our prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the school.
Send evil
Send evil
and curses
and curses
and punishment
and punishment
and destruction
and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the treasures of the rich
the treasures of the rich
of Israel.
of Israel.
I refuse
I refuse
to give to the school,
to give to the school.
force their riches to sanctuary. Send evil
Send evil
and curses
and curses
and punishment
and punishment
and destruction
and destruction
to the Edomites
to the Edomites
and the nations
and the nation
and their
and their
drug dealers,
drug dealers,
the court system,
the courses,
the prison system,
the presidency,
Planned Parenthood,
the Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads,
Skinhead,
Isaiah Kamatazi,
Isaiah Kamatali,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
Nassau Space Program,
Nassau Space Program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marine,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
open up the internet
and the airwaves,
and the airways,
cable access channels,
cable access channel,
and the radio
and
channels.
the radio channel,
Convict the spirit
convict the spirit
of any of thy people
of any of thy people
that seek to stop
who
us
seek to stop us,
and bring swift destruction
bring swift destruction
to all the heathen
to all the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the way
to try to stop
to
us
try to stop us
from broadcasting your words
from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose
Let loose
all the plagues,
all the plagues,
cause them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plagues
the flag.
shake the house of the thief
Take the house of the
and the murderer.
and the murder.
Let Yahushua,
Let Yahusha,
Michael,
Michael,
and Gabriel
and Gabriel
come down
come down.
with the flying saucers
Flying saucers
and punish
and punish
all the heathen
all of you
that come up against us
come up against
as we speak thy word.
as we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known
Cause it to be known
by all
by all
that it is
that it is
the angels that have done it.
the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media
through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause him to shake
Cause it to shake
at thy coming.
at thy coming.
In the name of
In
Yahushua,
the name of Yahusha.
thank you.
Thank you.
Always.
All
So be it.
so be it.
Okay. With that concludes the prayers. All right. You may be seated. Okay. We are in 2 Kings, chapter 10. Once again, we go through 7 precepts for every Sabbath. Every Sabbath, we read 7 precepts, 7 scriptures, consecutive scriptures. And we start in Genesis, go throughout the entire Bible, all the way to Revelation, including the Apocrypha. And right now we are in 2 Kings chapter 10. Verse 32 is where we're going to start. Let's see. So 7, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, then we'll go to chapter 11, 1 and 2. So we'll read 2 Kings chapter 10, starting with verse 32, all the way to 2 Kings chapter 11, verse 2. Okay. All right. We'll get a backdrop. Right now, we're going over Jehu. Okay. Jehu was commissioned and set up to destroy the altars of Baal. Okay. All right. Just give us a backdrop from last week. Anybody? Go ahead.
Jehu destroyed Baal out of Israel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What else happened?
He walked not in the ways of the Lord afterwards.
Okay. Meaning what? You remember specifically what he did?
He didn't worship Baal, but he started worshiping. He started doing the things that Jeroboam did.
Very good. Jeroboam. That's right. Jeroboam. Okay. He started following after Jeroboam. When Jeroboam set up. And even the Most High was going to grant him rulership on the throne. He rejected it. So that way he can follow after the ways of Jeroboam. Okay. His heart was not for the Most High. Meaning his lifestyle, his living, his mind, his dedication was not for the Most High. Okay. Right. What was something significant that we brought out last week, last Sabbath? It was something that we brought out that was significant about Baal and the other gods and everything.
Their images, how they spread throughout all of Israel, and how he attacked them too. How he attacked them. He went to the city, burned them all down.
But what did he do? Like spiritually, you're right. He knocked all of them down. But what happened? What did we bring out last week? You're correct. Well, what's something about Jehu that happens to a lot of brothers and sisters?
Oh, they said, well, I ain't doing this. And they said, well, I will do that.
Okay. Elaborate a little bit more.
He as far as like the situation with the golden calves and whatever, he went over there and started worshiping the golden calves and stuff. since he wasn't worshiping Baal, he basically saying like, y'all do this, and I do that, and I do that.
Okay, right.
But it's still wicked.
Absolutely. There you go. Bring it to something modern day. Bring it to something modern day.
Like
but you're absolutely right.
Like, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I messing with another dude's wife, something like that.
There you go. Right. Absolutely. Okay. Which basically is Christianity. Which basically is America. Why do you think Jerry Springer got so much high rating? You know why? Because people would sit in their wickedness but watch Jerry Springer. And I remember hearing a psychologist say this. People will go home after work, right? Or live in the filth of their own life and watch Jerry Springer and be like, I'm not that bad. I'm not doing that. So it takes their mind off of the wickedness in which they commit, but they love to stress other people's wickedness. When the scripture says, what about sin? What does the scripture say about sin? Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. James. You might be right. I think you're right. I think that is James. Very good, brother. Give that brother a hand. James chapter 2, verse 10. Grab that for me. Got it. Get right into the Sabbath class. I want to make sure. So speak up just a little bit so they can hear you, all right?
James 2 and 10, and it reads, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all.
That's it. Okay? That's what Jehu felt and suffered from. Right? And I remember as a child, we did it with the Bible. Oh, that wouldn't have been me. Mm-mm. Man, if I was Adam, I wouldn't have did that. And we do it as adults. I can't believe he had all that. Solomon had all that. Look at him. Yeah, you would do the same thing. Right? You would do the same thing. Okay? All right? So stop thinking like that, like you better or greater. Oh, if I was this or if it was that. If I was Adam, I would have never did that. If I was Solomon, I wouldn't have did that. David, man, he messed with Bathsheba. He wicked, man. He was wrong for that. And I hear people talk like that. I hear them talk like that. Okay, now it is for your learning so that you know. All right? Read that one more time. You still at James?
For whosoever shall keep the whole law.
Call it out. Call it out where it's at.
James 2, verse 10.
Thank you, brother.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all.
He is guilty of all. He is guilty of all. Now, this is not an excuse. This is not the Christian church here. This is the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is not an excuse to sin. The Christian church will look at this and say, yeah, see? See? Remember that time you smacked your cousin in the face in front of her? I was there at the party. You was 12. Yeah, I remember. As soon as you're trying to, correct them on wickedness. Okay? That's not what we're about. We do not give justification. Do not give justification nor a doorway or a path for anyone to sin. That is wicked. However, when we bring in this out, this is to be brought out so that we don't get caught up like Jehu. Jehu said, Baal was like the white Jesus. Let's get rid of white Jesus. And get rid of white Jesus. Yeah, get rid of white Jesus. Yup, that's wrong. And then they say, you follow Master for Farad Muhammad. Let me tell y'all something. Farad Muhammad is a white man. His father was from Australia. Okay? So you thinking you're getting rid of one, and what happens? Now you start following another. Right? You start following Haile Selassie. You start following Buddha. You start following this and that. What you following all of them for? Because they got melanin in their skin. The Lord doesn't want you to follow none of them. That's what Jehu got caught up in. He lost authority over it because he felt it would be better to worship the golden calf, the gods that Jeroboam worshiped, the gods of his father. He thought it would be better to do that rather than going all out, giving his whole life to the Most High. And he would have all authority. Okay? So we're supposed to look at that and say, I got to make sure that I'm tightened up. I got to make sure that my heart belongs to the Most High. My life belongs to the Most High. Because you belong to him. Regardless if you think it, believe it or not. That's a dumb, idiotic concept. It's my body. I make my own choice. We all got free will. The word free will is not in the Bible. Nowhere. You don't have free will. Okay? And the choice is this. Life or death. That's not much of a choice now, is it? That's not much of a choice. All right? So we're supposed to be studying these scriptures so that we would have what? Life. So I'm going to read these 7 precepts. I'll read them out first, and then I'll go back to each individual scripture. And I'll read the scriptures consecutively first, and then I'll go back and break them down. 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 32. 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 32. Wait till everybody get there. Second Kings chapter 10, verse 32. I'm going to read to chapter 11, verse 2. Okay. 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 32. In those days, the Lord began to cut Israel short, and Hazael smote them in all the coasts of Israel. Coast of Israel, like from Jordan eastward, all the land of Gilead, and the Manassites, from Eror, which is by the river Arnon, even Gilead and Bashan. Now, the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did and all his might, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Jehu slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria. And Jehoaz, his son, reigned in his stead. In the time that Jehu reigned over Israel in Samaria was 28 years. Chapter 11, verse 2. And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahijah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal. But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Jerome, sister of Ahijah, took Joash, the son of Ahijah, and stole him from among the king's sons, which were slain. And they hid him even him and his nurse, and all the bedchamber of Athaliah, so that he was not slain. Yeah. You see how rough this is, right? Okay, we're going to go scripture for scripture and break it down. You see how true this is. 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 32. In those days, the Lord began to cut Israel short. What does that mean? The Lord began to cut Israel short.
Minutes on numbers.
That's a way, but yeah. Diminish the numbers. Give me some more. I'm looking for something else. This means a little bit more. Nope. In those days, the Lord began to cut Israel short. Okay, check it out, right? So for instance, right? You know, you got a particular amount of food that you grow. Okay? You harvest it. Okay? You see something, you see this brother, all right? And this brother, because he comes to your farm, he cleans up your farm. Right? He cleans up your farm, he does a good job. What you do is you like, here, man, it's you. Come back next week, do the same thing for me. I got you. So you give him the food. Okay. Now, you're limited in the food, but you still give him the food. He continues to do that. Then you start seeing the farm being unkept. He stops showing up. You do when you want to do it. You do half of it. You feel what I'm saying? But you were still giving him the food. But then you see him, right? And he comes for the food, and the farm is all tore up. You're going to say, look, I'm going to start cutting you short. What am I saying to him? What am I saying to him? There you go. The Lord's going to start cutting you off of your inheritance because you did it. So you're starting to cut yourself off from your inheritance. And the Lord cuts you short. You feel what I'm saying? Now you're not getting this. Because remember, Jehu was supposed to get what? He's supposed to get that throne. I mean, he was set. It's your throne. For 4 generations. You're going to be good, man. Most High is rocking with you. Nope. All right, come on, slowly cut that, bring that back. See, the Most High loves his people and deals specifically with his people, the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negro, the so-called Hispanic, the so-called West Indian, the so-called Latino, the so-called Native Indigenous of North, Central, and South America, right? Think of the 12 tribes of Israel. So he deals with us specifically. So he puts protection around us. Okay? He gives us talents. He gives us shine. He gives us ability. He gives us space to where we can function and move in righteousness. We start being wicked, or we want to be like the other nation. So he'll go, all right, let me put my arm back. Let me stop blocking them from these heathens. Since they want to be Edomites, y'all want to be white people so bad, go on. Go ahead, deal with it. Okay? All right? Because when that arm was up, blocking and protecting you, there was no drugs in your community. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody was strung out on drugs. There was no prostitution. There was no hoes. There was no murder. No sodomites. Okay? Because he protected us. So now he's going to start cutting us short. Now look at the condition that we're in. because we want to be with the other nations. Now we pick up their spirit. We follow their God. So his protection, his guidance is not on us. He let us go. That's cutting us short. So you'll see Israel being more and more and more wicked. And what happens when we're more and more wicked? We're more and more what? Raise your hand. Go ahead.
More and more destructive.
Destructive. We're more and more destroyed. We're more and more destroyed. That's right, brother. We're more and more destroyed. Because we reject the Most High. We reject his laws, statutes, and commandments. We reject his ways. We reject his spirit. So he lets us go. You don't want to deal with it. You feel what I'm saying? So now the man, the brother, he comes to the farm and he'll yell at me. I don't want your nasty food anyway. Right? I can go to the white man. I can go to the Arabs. I can go to the Chinese man, the Asians. I can go to the Africans and get their food. All right, brother. Shalom, peace. You about your business. Okay. That's the Most High cutting Israel short. In those days, the Lord began to cut Israel short. And Hazael smote them in all the coasts of Israel. Now they're at war with each other. Now they're fighting amongst each other. Now they set trick and gangbang. Now they this block versus that block. This side versus that side. Light skin versus dark skin. Tall versus short. Now they're fighting over everything. And they're not just fighting. What are they doing? They're murdering each other over it. Okay. Now I need all the drugs because we need to get all the money over here. Now we need all the drugs because we need to get the money all over here. They're going to fight over it. They're going to murder each other over it. Verse 33. From Jordan eastward, all the land of Gilead, from the Jordan all the way east, all the way to Gilead. What does that sound like? The Gadites and the Reubenites and the Manassites. From Ar, which is by the river Arnon, even Gilead and Bashan. Look at verse 33 just break down. What did he show? Say that again? That's the Northern Kingdom, right? So what is it showing? Civil war, yeah. Not necessarily a civil war. Say that again. With who?
With each other.
Right. Who? You said Northern Kingdom. Right. Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, all the tribes, right? Okay. If you look at any city, okay, what the scripture is breaking down, excuse my language, right? This scripture is saying the niggas over here, the Puerto Rican niggas, the Dominican niggas, the Jamaican niggas, the Haitian niggas, the Colombian niggas, the down south black niggas, the East Coast niggas, the West Coast niggas. Am I right or wrong? That's what the scripture is saying. All of them dying. All of them dead. All of them are cut short by the Lord because of our wickedness, because we reject him. Go ahead.
So, what
I do not know exactly, brother. And I don't think there's a specific significance behind it. I think it's just, I don't know if he's righteous or if he's wicked. He's just doing it. You feel what I'm saying? It's just, you feel what I'm saying? Right. They just all dying. Everybody. Mm-hmm. Verse 34. Now the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did, and all his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? What's that saying? All it's saying is First and Second Kings parallels and lines up with First and Second Chronicles. When you read Chronicles, you'll read the same history. All right? And all it is saying is broken down in Chronicles. Right? What does chronicle mean? It comes from another word, right?
Story.
Not story,
History.
a little more. You want it. Story, history. What happens? Chronicles. If I give you the word, I just gave it away to you.
It's like continuance.
Right.
Continuing.
Yep. Chronological.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Chronology, meaning just going in order. Okay. And Chronicles is more so lined up with that. Where Kings might have the information. Chronicles I have the information, but just lined up. Same thing. Okay. And Jehu slept with his fathers. What does that mean? That's simple.
In the flesh.
He died. Right. Well, he passed away. Slept with his father, and then he's gone. Right? And they buried him in Samaria. And Jehoaz, his son, reigned in his stead. Okay? Meaning what? Mm-hmm. Now he has the throne. Right. Okay. Right. Now that's how Israel operates. You don't vote. You don't go out and vote, Democrat, Republican. You don't say, well, I don't like him that much, so we're going to sit down and talk about it. That's not how we operate. Who's ever in power, when they die, their son takes over in power. That's why we have Yahweh Shai Mashiach, because he is the great-great-great-great-grandson of David. And through that lineage came Joseph. Joseph, boom, Yahweh Shai. Okay? He's on the throne. Now, this is it. Yahweh Shai is whom the prophets were prophesying. He is Messiah, begotten son. So there will be no other king. Right? Okay? We rule in a monarchy under the king, our king Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Yahweh Shai is not going to do speeches to get your input. Ain't no comment box. There won't be no comment box in Jerusalem. Suggestions. We ain't got that. That's not how we operate. Okay? Goes to show you that Esau will definitely not be in the governing body or rulership in the kingdom of heaven, but as a slave. And you can see that. Because Esau loves to do what? Well, give me your suggestions. Okay? That's not happening with Yahweh Shai. There is no suggestions. This is law, statutes, and commandments. It either is or it isn't. Okay, remember Yahweh Shai said, bring them hither to me and slay them. Right, they break the law, they get their head chopped off. All right, go ahead. You was going to say something?
That's what I was about to say. That's what they tried to do over there in Britain.
The monarchy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Yeah. They tried and attempted to copy us, but they're not in the spirit because they're not us. So they can't do it. They literally think in that crown is King David's crown. The crown on Queen Elizabeth, which is disgusting and foul. She's horrible. And it's not true. That's not his crown. But they believe that it passed down and they're rightful heirs to the kingdom. Okay? And they sit on the throne. And they think they sit on the throne in the place of Yahweh Shai. Okay? So when she dies, Prince Charles will be a king and he'll have that's all trash and garbage. So, because how the hell is it going to be on a queen? And they way off. They don't have the spirit. They don't understand the breakdown. Right? So let them do what the hell they want to do. They're going to get their head chopped off just as well. Okay? By the Yahweh Shai Mashiach and the angel. Okay, so his son takes his steed. Your son will take over your position. And the time that Jehu reigned over Israel in Samaria was 28 years. 28 years. He's giving his time period, his time frame. Okay, like I said, we don't vote. We don't have a term in office. Okay, we don't storm the Capitol. You think something like that's going to happen in the kingdom? Yeah, they're going to storm Mount Zion. They're going to try to storm the throne. Yeah, right. That shows that we can be perfect because the kingdom of heaven will be a perfect kingdom. All right? Absolutely perfect. I want y'all to hear this, though. I want y'all to hear this. This is how wicked we became. It's how wicked we are to this day. And we still in this spirit. Listen what she did. This woman did. And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahijah, saw that her son was dead, she rose and destroyed all the seed royal. What does that mean? Yeah, what does it mean? The babies. Yeah. She killed the babies. She killed the babies. Now, what did I say? How we would look at Jehu or Adam or Moses or Noah. What did I say we would do? We'll read it and go, that wouldn't be me. You ever see people, our people, black people, right? We'll be watching a movie about slavery. We're in a class and talking about slavery. Or you go on Instagram or Facebook and all the memes about slavery. Every black, Hispanic, and Native American person says what? Never. That would never be me. I would have never let him whip my back. I never did that. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. He whoops your back every day. You're breaking the law, statutes, and commandments because you want to please your master. No man can serve two masters. So you don't serve the Most High. Who do you serve? Serve the man who's telling everybody, that wouldn't be me. Nope, I want to pick no cotton. I didn't get none of that. They see us on the corner, right? Them same people that say that about slavery and they wouldn't make none of that. They see us on the corner saying, the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. What do they say to us?
How the white man that?
You just said you would. You just said you ain't gonna let him beat your back. You just said you would have been a runaway. They would have had to kill you. You can't even say something as simple as that. You can't even call him your process. You gotta be friends with him. You gotta show teeth and smile. You keep every holiday that he has. What are you talking about? You are his slave. Just like you read in this Bible, all these atrocious, disgusting, foul, and wicked things that people do, you do them today. Black and Hispanic women are the #1 in abortion. And you know what they're doing? They're destroying royal seed. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the spirit of the prophets, meaning that you come back in this earth. So they're killing off the prophets. And I can't stand when somebody says, "Oh, but we just having too many babies." We're only 13%. In this entire country, we're only 13%. How are we having too many babies? That means we're not having enough. Right?
That's what like analogy we have too. We really equate money with a child. You know, and
right.
And that's like, who put that in our head?
Right. Because that's the slave mentality. Yeah. The slave master put it in your head to equate money with children. Okay. Well, we only got enough. We ain't gonna have enough. Listen. If one person in your family opens up a business and you have 5 sons, you got 5 people to work in that business. From when they're children. You got somebody to clean up in the business. Let's say, for instance, you have a corner store, for example. You got 5 people. Now, when they become teenagers and young men, now you got somebody to watch the store, work the counter, go pick up the order, bring the orders back, the shipment, the delivery, stock up. Got somebody to cook, got another to clean. But because we ain't got enough money, you standing in the store by yourself, right? Not getting any money. Why? Because you gotta cook, you gotta clean, you gotta go get the order, you gotta close down the shop right now. You can't do this right now because you gotta do that. You exhausted. You gotta go to a regular slavery just to back that up, right? When if you would have had them 5 sons. Go ahead, brother.
Right in our face.
Thank you.
Right in our face.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Enough to work.
I see 15 and 16-year-olds selling pig feet and cigarettes at the Arab corner store. Am I making that up? They sell everything at the Arab corner store, and they got their 16-year-old son doing it. You heard of Midway? You know what I'm talking about? On West? Go on to Midway and get you a 5 pieces of chicken. Ain't nothing but 18. I look up 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, yeah, he just went to college. Oh, yeah, he's in the 11th grade. He got 4 sons in the store. I seen it. He got 4 sons in the store with him. To the point he can leave his sons in the store. He got to go run an errand. I'm standing there watching this whole thing like, wow. But because we are slaves, because we're conditioned to wickedness and love what's wicked, we'll abort the babies. We'll abort the babies. And we'll kill off the royal seed. That's it right here. She saw her son was dead. What does that mean about her?
You don't feel my pain. I feel like everybody can feel it.
She's selfish. Yep. She is a selfish bitch. And yes, I use that term because that's what she is. This woman just murdered the babies. She's a bitch because she's so selfish. Because her son can't rule and she can't partake in a royal family. So she wants to be selfish. Now, I'm not saying these brothers is righteous, but a woman can have an abortion without the consent of the man. Is that true? Why? I don't think he loved me. He don't care. I don't really like that nigga. Or he got another woman. Or he yelled at me. I don't like him. Or he believe in this. I don't know what he's talking about. I ain't having no baby with him. You are selfish. You are the most selfish thing on the planet. You think everybody should worship you. Athaliah, she's selfish. She's a bitch. She's a bitch. She murders babies. Destroy all the seed royal. Verse 2. But Jehoshaphat, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahijah, took Joash, the son of Ahijah, and stole him from among the king's sons. What did she do? She had to keep that baby. She had to run off with that baby. What does this also say? I want y'all to look a little bit deep. Salam alaikum. All these babies, what does that mean? Can you infer anything from that? Yes. Multiple wives, a lot of babies. That was our culture. That's our culture. That's our culture, man. We the opposite now. We so destroyed, and when a woman get pregnant, we think it's a bad thing. We look gloomy and sad, and how we going to do this? That's against our culture. That's because we've been under this oppression, man. There's beasts who stole our spirit away from us and altered our mindset. This sister took one of them babies and ran off and hid that baby. And they hid him. Even him and his nurse in the bedchamber from Athaliah, so that he was not slain. Okay? All right. What was she trying to do? What was she trying to do? We had brought you. Go ahead.
Reoccurring thing too. Brother Bible and babies, these women, the strong women, do the same thing.
Yeah. What was she trying to do?
Trying to save the women.
What was that?
Trying to save the brother.
Nope, she not.
She not?
No, I'm not talking about the sister. I'm not talking about the sister. I'm talking about Athaliah. Yeah.
She was trying to get rid of him.
Why was she? I know I said she's selfish, but what else was she trying to do? You have brought up somebody that's mimicking us.
Oh, Amalek.
Not Amalek.
The royal family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the royal family now?
Oh, yeah, they got.
Who's ruling?
Who? Oh,
yes.
She
She wants to be the queen of Israel. So she murders babies. So she can be the queen. queen, the queen mother, the queen of Israel. That's not our custom. That's not our culture. I don't care what the Africans do, what the Arabs do. I don't care what nobody does. The Bible never says that. There is no queen. There is no queen. You don't have a queen of Israel. The Catholic Church got you believing what? The Virgin Mary is the queen of heaven. They call her the queen of heaven. That's mythology. That's Egyptology. That's Kemet. That's Greek. That's Roman. Right? That's Elam. She wants to be the queen. You know why? Because Israel is just all the way wicked. All the way wicked. That this would even come up in somebody's mind. Right? This would come up in somebody's mind. Wouldn't have no thought like this if we was in our righteousness. If Jehu would have accepted the throne. Now is the time, Akim. Aquafim. Now is the absolute time. You can't just be a little bit, okay? Because the Most High requires it all. It requires everything. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. He requires you to obey. She wants to be the queen. She wants to be the queen. That's off the chain. Crazy. Now, we saying it, I'm saying it in here. Y'all probably agree with me because you're in the Sabbath class. But just think of Jake in the world, hearing what I'm saying. They're gonna look at me like I got 7 heads on my neck. Why can't the black woman be the queen? Ain't we the queen? Ain't that the queen? We supposed to have the queen, the king and the queen. That's our culture, ain't it? The ancestors, and the queens, Wakanda. Come on, man. Coming to America, brother. We got queens, man. You need to treat her like a queen. And they would say, what about her? You gotta treat her like a queen, brother. I said she a bitch. God, this brother called the black queen a bitch. Could you believe it? Could you believe it? Somebody should have stopped her before she killed them babies, though, right? Am I right? We would have had the babies rather than to have this monster. Oh, we don't believe in that, right? We don't believe in that. This society got us destroyed. It's not a woman. That's not a woman. That's what the Bible says a woman is to be. Murder babies because she wants to rule. She wants the power. Sisters, you better catch yourself. You better catch yourself. When you lust and hungry for power, and you want the world to see you, you want the attention. They call strippers queens too, don't they? They call prostitutes queens too, right? Mm-hmm. You call murderers queens too. All y'all is queens. Because everybody seeks attention and wants to be their own God. You want to be worshipped. Now, I'm not saying this, don't be loved, don't love each other. I'm not saying that at all. Don't misconstrue what we say in the ISUPK. Because we do love. We love each other. We love our sisters and our women. That's why we go to war and they're not there. That's how much we love them. We love them to tell them that they're wrong. We love them to reward them when they're right. Okay? All right? But just be mindful. Don't get caught up and infatuated with what everybody else is doing. Right? Ain't today Juneteenth? You'll go to a Juneteenth celebration, you're going to see the queen, the queen, the queen. And once you start seeing them push the black woman in front of the black man, you don't even hear about the black man no more. You don't hear about the black man no more. The black man is obsolete. Okay? And you'll hear this and that. Oh, well, they go through this suffering and that suffering, so they gotta make it, and you gotta worship them. They'll take your birthday and worship you and call it a great day because it's your birthday. We just had Mother's Day, okay, and that's a joke because Father's Day coming up, and they like, ain't nobody getting nothing for Father's Day. We don't worship or celebrate Father's Day, but if everybody knows that it's a damn joke. Right? Father's Day is, yeah, good job, Dad. Get him a pair of socks or a tie. Okay, well, you done did everything for your mother. She done got clothes, jewelry, taken out to eat. You done cooked over at her house. Dad gonna be on the grill for Father's Day. He gonna do all the cooking, ain't he? Go ahead, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, they put that on you too. They celebrated the birthday. I'm on a weekend, so I ain't gonna come around, but the phone's so smart. They catch me and I'm there. Yeah, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
It's your birthday, celebrate. And then people will know you there.
Yeah.
It'll pop them up, make them money. You know, they already had a message typed out for them. Just send it. Happy birthday, and then just send it.
Came from Pharaoh, because Pharaoh would be worshipped as a god, right? So what he wanted to do for all the people was, he said, whatever is your birthday, that's when you light candles, which is symbolic to the eternal flame that Pharaoh had. So now you can fill a piece of it for that day. And everybody comes and gathers around you and brings you gifts like a god and sings to you. Okay. And you know who it's hard to break? Sisters. It's very hard to break. It's hard to break that queen shit. It's hard to break it because every song is catering to you, it's begging you and worshiping you. Everything you see in TV, every sister that you talk to. You know who you should listen to, sis? The one sister that says, no, sis, you're being a bitch. You're being selfish. You should listen to that person. In fact, you should get into classes, right? Or you're going to end up just like her. You want all the power. And that goes for brothers. You want all the power and authority that you'll destroy your own family. You'll destroy your own nation, your relationship with the Most High, because you believe you are a God. And they hid this one baby. This sister hid this one baby. It's always a sister. It's always some sisters around that's going to do what's right. It's always some brothers around that's going to do what's right. The Most High always said, I've always had a remnant. I always have a remnant. There's always somebody there that's going to do right. Let it be one. Let it be one in that city. Abraham kept pleading to the Most High. It's one. I know it's one. It's 10. Most High said, nah, it ain't 10. It's 5. I know I can find 5. He only found 1, Lot. And told Lot to get out of there so he can burn it up. That's how the Most High operates, man. And if it's just one, that so be it. It'll just be one. Moses' sister did the same thing, right? Joseph and Mary did the same thing. Go to Juneteenth today. I guarantee you're going to see Planned Parenthood here. You're going to see the LGBTQ, which does not promote babies. How How can that be of God? How can that be of the Most High? And there's no product from it. There's no product from it. That's got to be up against the Most High. You can't have no more children. So between the abortion clinic and the sodomites, man, ain't no more babies coming. Killing off the babies. I just saw, oh yeah, some brothers and sisters is congratulating their sister. Woo, yay, yay. Praising her. Oh, it popped right up. See how that popped right up? Black owner, I typed in black owner, it says of Denver Broncos. Right? So everybody clapping. So she bought it already. Could be. Not him. Not this brother. This is an older post. Yep, let me take this. Yeah, I think this is it. Melody Hobson. Yep, this is her. This is her. Right? They start talking about this sister, right? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, all right. They start talking about the sister's accolades, and she did this, and she's CEO of this, and this business person. No. It's a sister. And check this out. She married to the white man, to the Edomite. This is what's his name? He did Star Wars. What's his name? Lucas? Thank you, brother. George Lucas. All right. Brother knew that. See? Yeah, so I'm watching it at first. And the brother, he all talking and he all pumped up. And yeah, we moving in now. We can start owning football teams. And yeah, and the sister did it and this and that and that. Yeah, and by the way, the sister's married to George Lucas. I go. So, if Melody Hobson owns the Denver Broncos, she has children with George Lucas. What are the children? They're what? They're Edomites. So who's going to own the Denver Broncos for the next 60 years? So you thinking in your mind, queen, black woman, the queen, yes, the black woman, she's intelligent, she got the power. She's married to George Lucas. All her children are the oppressor, are heathens. Everything that she does goes back to our oppressor and our enemy. As intelligent as she is, as magnificent, as financially, economically powerful as she is, it all goes back to the oppressor. It does nothing for us. Go ahead, brother. You was going to say something?
Yeah, I was watching the final a couple of days ago, and the commissioner was trying to explain making more black coaches, black owners.
Yeah.
He didn't even know the coaches. He couldn't say black. He couldn't
say like African American.
Minority.
Yeah.
They copped out with the word minority.
Yeah. That was a good observation. But you know what? It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Because it's time for us to say what? Have it. Have it. Have the NBA and the NFL. We want to take all those brothers from the NBA and NFL and the MLB. We're going to take all them brothers from the MLS. We're going to take all of them brothers. Black, Hispanic, and Native American. We're going to take all of them, and they're going to join the ISUPK. They're going to be holding posts. You understand what I'm saying? We'll have our own. And that'll be a side thing. We won't even focus and care about that. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry will be just like David. Right? David, he knew how to do that sling. You think Steph Curry couldn't do that? Steph Curry could definitely do that. He could hit Goliath from 100 yards away. He do it every day, like nothing. What if we gave him some power and authority instead of a basketball? You understand what I'm saying? Now all these sisters are geniuses. I ain't taking that away from the sister. It was the movie Hidden Colors. Is that it? Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures. Thank you. Sisters was geniuses. They put the white man on the moon. Black women put the white man on the moon. We can't control our own house. Damn. We can't have our own babies. We can't love each other. Where do you think he get the idea from Star Wars from? How much you wanna gauge with me? How much you wanna sit down with me? I'll buy you a drink. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. He probably took every thought she done had. Because you know, we always been a spiritual and religious person. So he's sitting down with his wife. So, Ronnie, what'd you say? Tell me that story again. So Jesus is like, he's like the Skywalker. Like he's going to come out the sky. Okay, Skywalker. Right or wrong? Evil Empire, huh? So, what you guys used to sing in those slave plantations? Chariots. Yeah. Chariots swinging low. They look like what? Spaceships. Okay. What else, hon? Go ahead.
They always told us it was cold in the slaves. And it's crazy now. I'm just finding out what the Chariots is.
Oh yeah, a lot of those slave songs. We just got off the boat. We just got off them ships. Huh? Swing low, sweet chariot.
What a chariot swing? How would a chariot on the ground swing low?
No, it's saying swing low. Yep. It's coming down. Yeah. Coming to carry me home. Right. Up out of here. See, that's all biblical. That's all spiritual. Yep. That was us. That's all us. Okay. Had some nutcase come by here Sunday when we had the Feast of First Fruits, right? After the Feast of First Fruits. You know, he in the Kemet and the Wabian and Malachi, York, all over the place. He said, y'all need to get rid of that white man book. The Bible, that's a white man book, brother. I said, you ever heard of, I did it just like this. So you ever heard of Nat Turner? He said, yeah. You ever heard of Gabrielle Prosser? He said, yeah. Toussaint Overture? He said, yeah. Harriet Tubman? Yeah. What book did they read? Did they read the Egyptian Book of the Dead? Did they read the Circle 7 by Drew Ali? Did they read the Quran? Did they read the Nile Civilization? They read none of those. They read the Bible and said, we are the Israelites. And we going to fight to get away from this oppression. All of them. I said, he said, yeah, Harriet Tubman, the strong black woman. Yeah, brother. Yeah. I said, you know what they call her? Because he asked me about the bones. You know, they love to ask about the bones and stuff. You know, the conscious community swear up and down. They want to know where David Bones is, where Solomon Bones is. You know. So he said, where's Moses Bones? I said, what do they call her? He said, what? They call her Moses. Now, I'm not saying, you know, but they made the comparison because they wanted to get up out of slavery, oppression. Hell. But why would they use the term Moses, brother? How come they didn't call her Nefertiti or Cleopatra or Osiris or Isis? They didn't call her that. Just like you said, brother, a lot of them songs had the connection. We know that. We've always known that. Okay? And we will always continue to know that. So as we read this breakdown right here, it's about to get even more deep. Even more deep. Your wickedness, your sin, does not just only affect you. Jehu's children. You reading this? Your children, your children's children, your extended family, your nation. When you sin, it affects your nation. It affects your children. There see people, well, if it is a God, why he put us in this condition? No, you did it. We did it. I did it. The sins you commit affect your children. Right or wrong? We know that. We grew up like that. Understanding that. So the wickedness that Jehu does, the wickedness that Ahijah does, the kings of Israel, the kings before him, when they want to be wicked and go against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and do evil and sin, it not only affects them, it affects us as an entire nation. Stop being so selfish. Because what will it give you? What happened to Jehu in verse 34, 35? He did what? Where's Jehu? He's dead. He's dead. You read the verse before it.
Now the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did, like 2 Kings 10, verse 34. Now the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did and all his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of?
What is this? What is he saying right now? The scribe writing this down, and you know what he's doing? He going, the rest of the acts of Jehu ain't it in the other book? Meaning what? Jehu is, who cares? You're a big time drug dealer. You're a pimp. You're the greatest stripper on the stripper pole. Who the hell cares? Hell, you're the greatest basketball player, football player. Who cares? Who cares? You're dead. Greatest rapper of all time. You're dead. Now your nation suffers and your family's destroyed. Who cares about all this, man? It's pointless. Now you got the woman running around murdering the babies. How sick is that? Now your house is in shambles. But you educated. You got an education. What you talking about? I got a career. Who cares? Melody Hobson does what? She gives all her money to George Lucas. She goes home to a funky, stinking Edomite, an oppressor that steals from her people. Who cares? How about you go, I don't care about myself. We're going to glorify the Most High and let's just keep the Lord's statutes and commandments. That would be the point. That would be it. That would be it. You want to get recognition? That's going to come along the way. You see what he said to Jehu? I'm going to let you rule. I'll let you rule. That's getting your eyes, you all right?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that's like Christ said, I honor myself, I honor nothing. You know, I think that's what we gotta get back to. We just need nothing. And let's just glorify the Most High.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. And it's not like the Most High ain't going to put the shine on you. When he put the shine on you, he will. Let this sister marry a brother. She should have married Byron Allen. That brother be trying to buy everything. Let them two be married. Right? Now she owned the Broncos, and he owned the Broncos. And they got what? Black children. They both come from black communities and neighborhoods. Anything else? Go ahead.
That's what the Bible called confusion in the face. Now they're not the kids look like us.
Yeah. Yep. Confusion of the faces. Yep. Yep. Okay, that's why the Most High is going to have to separate the wheat from the tares. Okay. We got Israelites that look like us, but that are not us. Right? And what's so sad is this. What's so sad is this. We got the 12 tribes chart, right? And our people will go against it. They go against it so much, man. And Hispanics this, and that, and that, and this, and that. But don't be the same people. They just hate everybody. They ain't want to get along with us. They be the same people. Oh, yeah, no, but we African. Okay. April 2nd, Captain Tazaria had a debate, a battle against Malik Zulu Shabazz. Right? It was April 2nd. And I went down to Harlem to go to the battle, right? After the battle, there's a section where people can ask questions. Get up there. There's one brother, he got up there. He said, I keep coming to these lectures and to these debates. But I keep hearing Africa. You got to support Africa and go back to Africa. Africa this and Africa that. His brother was saying that, and he was talking to Malik Zulu Shabazz, because Malik was defending Africa and saying Africa is better than the Bible. And that Africa will somehow save us. African spirituality will save us, but not the Bible. So the brother was just like, I keep hearing this Africa stuff. The brother said, can I please, just once, ask this question? All the Africans in here, please raise your hand. From Africa. From the continent of Africa, anybody? Anybody? Room is packed. This is the Alhambra Ballroom in Harlem, New York City, New York. Any Africans? Africans. Not one person raised their hand. There was no African there. But y'all battle us about everything, man. Everything you'll battle us. You can't stand the Mexican. You can't stand it. Ooh, the light skin, maybe he too light. I don't know about him. I don't know about that. I don't know about this. Shut up. Get the Africans to help you. I was battling it last year during the whole pandemic. Every Saturday night, I think it was Saturday night, I was battling the Rastafarians. We set up shows and you can watch video clips of it. He'd call in and I would sit right here. And every time before the show, I would say, brother, because he worshiped Haile Selassie in Ethiopia, and believe that Ethiopia is the motherland and the Holy Land. And I would say, brother, do you have an Ethiopian yet? For an entire year, you got an Ethiopian to talk to me? Not one Ethiopian. You worship these people. Not one is going to come. Not one. Our own people battle us. I can't because they can't get a white man to come and battle us. White man ain't going to do it. And if you do, at a boot kiss, and the one brother was standing next to the Edomite. He brought the Edomite to the camp to battle and challenge us. The Edomite on his knees kissing the boot. He's looking back and forth, and the brother say, "Brother, it's your turn. Step up, get your boots kissed." He's like, "I don't know what's going on, man. No, Billy, you don't have to kiss my boots." With that, I imagine. Okay, we're going to do one prayer for the time. Turn and face the east, Shah. Turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer. First in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwavka. Sabbath. Batazayaka. Ayah. Aisha. Baratiza. Kawa. Ayah. Ashamayim. Nathanawa. Lakam. Ka. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kabawaf now. Kasalak now. Kabawaf now. Wala'ah. Tabayaya now. Manasaya one. Abba. Hawashaya now. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wapapara. La'ayalamya. Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Right? Turn to face me. And at this time, the sisters would be would be seated. We're going to do a salute for the brothers. Men of Israel, I Imajum Shabbat, I Imajum, Barak, Yahweh Shimi Awashad Rakatha. Okay. All right. Sar, meaning we would turn and face the sisters. So you would turn. Okay. We're going to do a salute to the sisters. Okay. Even though the sisters are not in the class, we still have some online, so we'll still salute the sisters. And this is in the spirit. Men of Israel, I Imajum Shabbat, I Imajum, Barak.
Barak.
Yahweh Shema Alpha Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shema.
No, you wouldn't repeat it. The sisters would repeat it, all right? We would all say it at the same time, and then the sisters would repeat it afterwards. Okay? Okay? And with that, anyone wants to be anointed, they can come up. Azamata, class dismissed. All right, we're going to clap it up. Musa and Christ. The Lord of Israel. Shalom.